Again, today we're talking about the next right move. What's the next move for you? Well, we did part one where we talked about the things that are going on around the world economy. We talked about your personal economy. Well, today we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about sources of income, how you can tap into the things. What's the next right move for you so that you can tap into the right financial source so cash, income will keep flowing for you. So what do you need to know about money? You need to know that there are 4 sources of income. And I want you to give this some serious thought. The first source of income, which we're all familiar with, is employment. Employment is something that you're doing or a person does. They trade their time for money. It requires your physical presence. But the problem with that is, and let me just say before I say all this, some people love their job, they love their employment, and I'm not kicking any source of your income or any source of anybody's income. I'm just explaining to you the different sources. All right, so with employment requires your presence. If you're not there, you're not going to make the money. Employment requires certain skills in most cases for you to earn that paycheck every week. And also with employment, your income potential is limited because typically a person works 8 hours a day. There's some jobs where you could work 12, 15, even 20 hours a day. But once you get past that, that's pretty much limited. So if you're making, $30, $40, $50 an hour, you only have about 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day to make that money. So you're capped at, whatever that 8, 10, 12 hours times that dollar amount that you're making. That is your cap on income. All right. Number 2, the second source of income is self-employment. Self-employment would be if you're a plumber, a dentist, a handyman, even a doctor. Those are self-employment positions. Now, some doctors are on salary. They're in a position where they're not hourly. They're working for another company. So that would technically be an employee, but they're more so a contractor. They're self-employed. In a self-employed position, you create a job for yourself. You don't wait on someone else to give you a job. You create the job. You get the skills that's necessary. The electrician, the plumber, they go to school, they get the certification. Now they can sell their services. Now, the negative to that is that if you don't go to work, if that electrician does not go out and repair people's electrical situations or install electrical devices or whatever the case may be, he or she won't make money. So if you're sick for a month or so, if something goes wrong in your life, you won't be able to produce that income. The third means of income is business ownership. It's one of my favorites. My ultimate favorite is the last one, but number 3, business ownership, it's my favorite. You create a business, you have an idea, you create the operation, you create the structure, infrastructure, you manage the people, you employ people, you pay them for their time that they're working on your job, and then you collect earnings or income from the consumer, your clients. You collect that money, and what's left is the profit. When you hear companies or you hear people talk about a profit margin, that's what they're talking about. When you have a business and you're paying staff, you're paying employees, you're paying for the building, the lease, the ownership, the mortgage. Well, whatever is left, when you get through paying all those bills, that's yours. That's the profit. That's the profit margin. 10, 12, 15, 20% profit margin. That's what people are referring to. Now, the last one, and probably my favorite, is investment income. Investment income is when you go out and you find an income producer. That income producer could be a business, it could be real estate, it might be the stock market paying dividends, it could be real estate. There are companies out there that are already set up. I don't know if you're familiar with the term REIT, real estate investment trust, where that's a real estate business that an organization has put together. You buy a piece of it and now you collect a piece of the profit. That's collecting on the investments. You don't get up and go to work. You don't manage it. You don't do anything. You just put your money in it. I've done some things where I've, bought or built a business, and then I take on, either a partner or, someone in that, with that capability to manage that. And I just collect my dividend. I collect my portion of the profit. That's an investor. All right. So, and an investor can be, you could be a long-term investor, you could be a short-term investor. You could be an investor where someone has a great idea and they just need, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million to get this thing off of the ground. And you say, I'm going to invest the money. I'm going to invest the startup money. And once you get it up and rolling, I want, 20% return on my money for the next 5 years. Or long term might be, I want 20, 30% of the business income for, the business life. So those investments can be long term or short term. All right. So those 4: employment, self-employment, business ownership, and investor. Look into those 4 areas and definitely make a goal of being either a business owner or an investor. All right. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Be blessed.